Welcome back. It's Robyn here with Empowering Businesses Inc. I have Linda Simpson as well as Shaelene that is with Books in Line. Shaelene is on the East Coast, East Canada, and I and Linda are over in Alberta. So we are looking after the Cash Flow Club in Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan. You know, we're here because cash flow is such a reason why businesses aren't succeeding. 80% of businesses actually don't succeed in the first 5 years. That means 20% after putting in all their life savings have failed. And then 80% of those 20 fail in the next 5 years, which really means only 4% of businesses are succeeding after 10 years. We are strong believers, as we've all been in the accounting world for so long, that cash flow is one of those reasons why. So today, I think we're just going to talk mostly about how to increase your revenues. Last time we had talked about making sure your books are up to date. That is the beginning start. Make sure you have your books up to date, but now you've got them up to date. And I see that I'm not making the money I thought I was making because I wasn't doing it. What's that next step that you would think you should do, Shaelene?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So as long as your books are up to date, then at least you have a starting point. And so we want to jump right in to help businesses be successful by saying, let's increase revenue. Let's increase the quantity of your inbound cash. I think we have to start that right away. So now that we know where we're starting from, it's like, okay, now how do we start to make more money? So that's what we're going to start about. Between the three of us, we're going to give you real life examples because we have lots of them between the three of us. We've worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of self-employed clients. And we can, so we're going to give real life examples of how people can actually increase the quantity of the inbound cash right away. Okay, so we'll start with that. Linda, I'm going to ask you because I know you have a great story and I'd love to hear that.
Well, you're thinking about my plumber story, aren't you?
I am.
So, plumbers are a typical trade. So when I'm talking about the plumber, it doesn't matter what trade you're in, but you don't even need to be in a trade. This is so typical. So a plumber friend goes into a house, called in for leaky shower. And so while he's in the house, he's there and he says, "Oh, I noticed you have 2 fireplaces. When was the last time you had those fireplaces checked?" Well, I don't know. I don't know if they've ever been checked was the answer. And so he kind of goes, "Oh, I remember what Linda told me one time." And so then he says, "Well, maybe while I'm here, maybe I should check like the plumbing and the rest of under your sinks and your toilets." And, he found a leaky toilet and he found lots of little things. And then he was about to walk out the door and he said, "When was the last time you had your furnace serviced?" Yes. "You mean I should get my furnace serviced?" "When was the last time you changed your filters?" "My dad used to do that and he's been gone for a few years." So what he went into the house for was a couple of $100. He wound up thousands of dollars. The owner of the home thinks he's brilliant because he saved her having to call again in the middle of the night or anything else. Not once did his customer look at him and go, "You're just trying to rip me off here." They're like, "You're helping me." They were just ecstatic about this. And so she happens to live in a seniors complex. And so what happens is about 2 weeks later, he gets a phone call from the neighbor across the street. "You helped out my neighbor. Will you come back? I have a problem." So by being so proactive, he increased how much his sale was for that day. He got a permanent client out of it. She'll be back wanting those fireplaces and that furnace serviced every year. Oh, and you know what she said to me afterwards? She says, "He even changed the batteries in my thermostat for me." he didn't even charge me for that. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking he better not have. But it just goes to show that if you walk into a house and you think, oh, it's just a couple $100, I'll just get this done and get out of here. First of all, you don't know who she would have referred you to.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
whole complex of seniors that are going to be phoning you up to maybe
right.
change the batteries, but that's life.
That's right. You picked up
Yeah.
a whole building full of people. Brilliant.
You know, we're all experts. Like as an entrepreneur, I'm an expert in what I do.
Mhm, mhm.
So therefore, those things just seem natural, right? So for the plumber, it would just be natural that you have to change the furnace filter. But somebody that's a first-time home buyer or somebody that's always had somebody else helping them, that's not normal. So giving that extra value and
Yes.
making sure you charge for it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other side of that, right?
Mhm.
You know, we go to McDonald's. They're already predicting our need. Would you like to upsize that?
Mhm.
They're trying to upsell you. Do you want fries with that? Would you like a drink with that? They are trying to convince you, or not necessarily convince, but they're telling you what your need might be. Do you
Right.
really
Would you like
just
to
want that hamburger, or hey, you want
would you
an
like to
ice
make
cream?
it a combo, right? Would you like to make it a combo? That's what
Yeah.
I hear. I'm going to tell a quick story from two sides. One for as me as the client, because you just reminded me of this, Linda. I had an electrician come out to do some to put a ceiling fan with a light fixture in the she shed where I do a lot of work. So he came out, very smart guy, and he comes out, he does this, gave me a great deal. I was really happy with it. It looks amazing. I'm super happy about it. Then he says to me, well, if you have any other electrical needs or anything, let me know. And I said, well, actually, I kind of wanted to get these ceiling fans put in. So we come in the house and he looks and he's like, oh yeah, I can do those ceiling fans for the, and I was so happy. It took like 20 minutes for each of my kids' rooms. I was thrilled because I've wanted to do this for a long time. And then he looked at the dining room. He goes, if you just pick up a chandelier, I can put a chandelier in there for you because it's very dark in the dining room. And I want something in there and I have no idea how to do it. So this person came out for a job, which was, I don't know, say $500. I don't even know, maybe a little more than that. And now it's turning into for him, say 100. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled because I want ceiling fans in my kids' rooms to keep down on my costs so that I can keep the air conditioning off longer. And I wanted better lighting in the dining room, which I've wanted since I moved here years ago. So that's the one side of it. So that's for me. And I'm super happy as a client of his. And he's happy because he comes in and instead of doing this, he's offered all this other stuff. And now I'm giving out his name to everyone on my street. I'm like, oh no, here's the guy. This is the guy. Get this guy. And they do great work. They're on time. They're very fair priced. So on the other side of it, of course, doing accounting and bookkeeping, this is what we do. People come in, they're like, okay, we want our taxes done. So we'll do their taxes. And then often my employees will say to them, you could save a lot of money because we don't think you're writing off everything you should be writing off. We think that you should maybe have a meeting with Shaelene. Now they're paying me a consultation fee, very minimal, and I'm certainly going to save them way more through the consultation, not just for that year, but for every other year, because people don't know everything they can write off. So there's always something where you can go, you know what, I can help you with this, or I can help you understand capital gains if you sell that other property, or I can help you find the right year to sell that other property. So yeah, I agree. And it's a win-win. That's the thing, it's a win-win.
It absolutely is. And you are not price gouging, you're not doing anything. You're just seeing the value. And because it is your norm, I think that's the part we forget as entrepreneurs. It is the electrician's norm. He doesn't think anything of putting up lights. Me, I'd be stuck on the first rung of the ladder, right? Like that's not what I can do. That's not my expertise.
Exactly.
So you have to think what your clients are needing.
Exactly. Because we know taxes.
I think we need to caution people, like the reason this plumber came off as being the saint is because he discussed each item and gave an estimated price.
Right.
Don't assume that a lump sum price at the end. McDonald's don't do that. They don't say to you, oh, you want a combo? It's going to be this much. It's like, no, do you want to supersize that? do you want a coffee? Do you want to, and they
Mhm.
upsell bit by bit, and then they tell you the price at the
That's right.
end.
So you're being
But
honest. Yes.
you need to be honest.
Yes.
That is what I'm trying to say here,
Yep. I agree.
that you need to be honest about it. And if you're giving something away for free, like the batteries, you need to be clear about that. Because to the woman he gave that free batteries, she thinks it's wonderful. But if she tells all of her neighbors who call him in for a $20 job and he doesn't do that, then
Right.
that could cause friction. So always
Right.
be honest about why you're giving
Yeah.
something
Very
for free.
transparent. Yeah. Be transparent.
Yes,
I
upfront
agree.
and honest. What is the price going to be? And
Yep.
if the price escalates, and especially I think about the trades where, they were there last week and they got this part for this much, and with supply issues, the part could be double or triple this week. They need
Yep.
to be contacting their client, their customer,
Yes.
saying, I just am here. The job's going to go
Yeah.
up because of this much.
That's right.
Don't leave it for the surprise at the end.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
No
I
surprises.
hijacked this.
Yeah. No surprises. No, I actually completely agree, Linda. No surprises. Because that's not going to create a win-win. That is not win-win.
Yeah. And when
Yeah.
we had the accounting practice, Linda, somebody would say, oh yeah, I only have one bank statement. So we would quote
Oh,
a
yes.
price on that. And then pretty soon they're coming in with a garbage bag and you're like, oh, you meant only one bank statement, but you paid cash for everything. Misquoted. Like just be open and
Right.
transparent about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree. Robyn. Thank you. That
I
was,
just wanted to kind of
yes,
point
please.
out about the Cash Flow Club playbook. You can buy it on Amazon. There's this tip and many, many others. It's quite
Yeah.
a large book written in simple English, no accountantese, just simple for everybody to follow and implement.
Yep. The the workbook is available on Amazon with both Robyn and Linda, and with me as well for East and Western Canada. And we're happy to help people be successful. That's what we're looking for. So just a quick summary. This time we talked about increasing the quantity of inbound cash, specifically by increasing the customer spend per purchase. So you're there and you're saying, but by the way, I do this too. And it's something that they need and it's fine. So again, win-win. So we're going to continue in our next podcast talking about what's really important, which is increasing your quantity of inbound cash. We're going to continue with this with more ideas in our next podcast. Thank you. Again, all of our contact information is here. Feel free to contact us for anything at all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did I miss anything, Robyn, Linda? No?
No.
Good.
We'll
Perfect.
see you at the next podcast.
See you at the next podcast.